是一个爆破工，我同时也是一个诗人。爆破工可以说是这个世界上最危险的工种之一。我有16年的爆破生涯中，我见过了太多的流血和死亡。我那个小村子，我家乡的小村子，只有8户人家，有3个人死于矿难。我妻子的弟弟，他也是死于矿难。我们用血汗和生命换来的那些金属，还建造了中国的北京、上海，建造了美国的波士顿、紐約、洛杉磯，也包括這個舊金山。但是我離開礦山的時候，到現在依然是兩手空空。我去年的那場頸椎手術，有3塊金屬被植入我的頸椎之中。據說這3塊金屬是由美國製造的，也有可能是經我的手爆破而見天日的一些礦石，並拿到遙遠的美利堅，它們變成了醫療用品，再度重陽，成為我身體的一部分。現在我又帶着他們站在了這裡。我可惜不會英語，我想我用我的朋友把我的意思翻給大家。
Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Chen. I worked for 16 years as a blaster in the mines in northwest China, basically working the dynamite to break open the mines and pull ore out of the mountains. I did that for 16 years. It's a very dangerous job. There were 8 households in my village, and among only those 8 households, we've lost 3 people to workplace accidents. And over those years, I faced a lot of danger. I saw a lot of death, and last year when I had to leave I was fired as I could no longer work due to an occupational injury. I had a neck injury, and I left empty-handed. I've pulled so much ore out of the ground, and I've seen it used to build up cities around China and around the world. And as I've been wandering around in places like Boston and New York and Shanghai and Beijing and now San Francisco, I wonder how much of the metal I've dug up from the earth is all around us. That includes the 3 pieces of metal that are in my vertebrae that were inserted in my neck in my surgery last year, which I was told were made in America, and sometimes I imagine maybe even that metal is from what I pulled out of the ground originally, and then it came across the ocean and was turned into these medical devices and then sent back across the ocean to my neck in China, and now here I've brought it back. But so it's good to meet everybody tonight.
我特別感謝大家能來看這樣一部不能帶來任何快樂的電影。這部電影裡，我白髮蒼蒼的父親，他去年8月就離開了這個世界。他永遠不會想到，1年之後，在遙遠的大西洋彼岸，他和他的兒子會以屏幕的方式再次相遇。
Thank you everybody for coming and seeing this film, which doesn't bring any happiness whatsoever. My father, who you saw in the film, passed away last year. But I'm sure he never imagined that across the oceans we would be reunited on the screen.
我出生在中国西北秦岭南坡的一个村子，至今那個地方現在依然是中國最貧窮的地方之一。在這個貧窮的地方，我度過了我的童年、少年和我的青年的大部分時光。在我的記憶裡，我7年以前一直在為錢而糾結，直到2001年的冬天，我兒子1歲半，我開始跟隨我的鄰居們到秦嶺南坡的一個金礦上開始打工。
I was born and raised on the southern slopes of the Qinling Mountains in northwest China, which is even today, it's always been, and even today, one of the poorest places in China. I spent my childhood there, most of my youth, and my early adulthood there. And it was in 2001 when I joined some of my fellow villagers to travel down to a nearby mine to work for money.
如果你没有到过矿山，你根本想象不出来矿洞是一个什么样子的。它高不过1.78米，宽也不过1.34米，但它的深度有时候达到千米、万米，里面充满了天井、斜井、空材场，就像一个巨大的迷宫。开始的时候，因为没有别的技术和经验，我的工作是拉车，每天的工作都在10几个小时以上。后来因为一些机缘，我改到了香岛爆破工。直到去年的5月份，我因为颈椎手術的原因，不得不離開礦山。我在礦山整整工作了16年。
For those who've never been down in the mines, it's really an unimaginable environment. The passageways are very short, very narrow, very cramped, but they stretch down for thousands and thousands of feet beneath the earth, branching off in all directions, all kinds of channels and chambers and passageways, like a giant dark labyrinth. When I first began working there, I had no skills, so I was pulling ore carts. I'd worked for well over 10 hours every day. It was a very difficult job. Later on, I had the opportunity to become a blaster, a demolitionsman. Sorry, one last sentence. And it was, I worked there for 16 years until last year when, because of a neck injury, I had to stop. I stopped and had a major surgery to fix a problem with my neck that I acquired on the job.
我妻子的弟弟也是一名爆破工，他在28岁的那年冬天，他懷孕的妻子把他送到一輛3輪車上，當時天下着大雪。新年的氣氛還在，所有人都穿着新衣服。他這一天開始出去打工。幾年前我去處理他的後事，他因為在炸響的那一刻，他跑錯了方向，變得粉身碎骨。在他僥倖逃脫的命運，真是我的命運。他的命運真是我僥倖逃脫的命運。在16年的爆破生涯裡，我見過了太多的生死。
My wife's younger brother was also a blaster in the mines. At the age of 28, during Chinese New Year's, when there was still snow on the ground, his pregnant wife sent him off to join us to begin working in the mines. A few years later, I had to handle his final affairs because he had run the wrong direction after setting a blast, and he didn't make it. The fate that befell him is the fate that I myself narrowly escaped. In my 16 years in the mines, I saw way too much death.
所有的日子里，我都在想，我们用生命血汗换来的那些矿石，他们到底去了什么地方？後來我到了一些地方，我看到了建築用的鋼材，人們佩戴的金銀首飾，空調裡的銅，種種的金屬。到這些地方我不認識任何人，但是我認識他們，這些我和我的工友用血汗和生命換來的金屬鋼材。他建造了北京、上海，也建造了紐約、波士頓、舊金山。
All this time, I always wondered what happened to all of that ore that we were trading our youth to pull out of the ground and make these great gashes in the earth. I always wondered what happened to it. And as I've traveled recently, I've traveled to many new places recently, including America. And I don't know anybody in these new places, but I do know, I see the metal that's been used to build the buildings. I see the copper in the air conditioning units. I see the gold and silver in people's jewelry. And this stuff, this I recognize, this metal I recognize. We have expended our bodies and our youth to pull this ore out of the ground, and it has come out and turned into metal used to build cities around the world: Beijing and Shanghai, Boston, New York, San Francisco.
去年的那場頸椎手術，有3塊金屬被置入我頸椎的4、5、6節處。我想，這可能就是經由我的手爆破而地遷日的一些礦石，並拿到遙遠的美利堅編成了醫療用品，再度重陽，成為我身體的一部分。現在我又帶着它們站在這裡。如果這些金屬會說話，它會講一些什麼樣的故事？
Last year, I had surgery on my neck I had 3 pieces of metal inserted into my 4th, 5th, and 6th vertebrae. I was told that these pieces of metal were manufactured in America. And I imagined that perhaps that they were made from ore that I dug out of the earth, shipped across the oceans to America, where it was created, turned into these medical devices, then shipped back across the oceans to be put into my body. And now they stand here with me back in America. And it makes me wonder sometimes, if metals could speak, what stories would they have to tell?
我从上世纪的90年代开始写诗，断断续续认真30年了。有的人非常好奇，你的生活里是个那么样的遥远，你为什么会坚持这樣矫情無意義的事情？我想告訴你們的是，生命不是邏輯的，雖然它也有邏輯的成分在，在卑微的國度也有江河。我寫是因為我有話要說，我想讓這個世界聽見我的聲音，聽見我們的聲音。
I've been writing poetry since the 1990s, and people often ask me, your life is so far away from poetry, why do you persevere in such lofty, such a pursuit that has no material value? And what I say is that life is not logical. There may be some logic here and there. And the lowliest bones are all filled with stories. I write poetry because I have something to say. I want the world to hear my voice.
我來美國的這些日子，我到了墨西哥邊境，到了紐約的那個貧民窟，我也看到了美國的種種的問題矛盾、種族歧視和種種的不公。我也見證了美國的大選。川普說他會在墨西哥邊境建一道長長的隔離帶。也會把很多的企業製造業從別的國家拿回來，這讓我非常的擔心，就是這樣的話會造成很多我的工友們這些窮苦的人會失業。
In these past few weeks in America, I've visited many places. I've been down to the Mexican border. I've been to the Hole in New York. I watched the elections happen. I've seen a lot of the contradictions. I've seen a lot of the inequities. I've seen the discrimination. I've seen many of the issues that people are facing in America today. I heard Trump wants to build a wall. I heard Trump wants to bring all the factories back. And it makes me worry, if he really does this, what will happen to all of my fellow workers back in China?
我到了紐約的帝國大廈。這個用鋼筋水泥和工人的血汗建成的一座高樓，簡直是一個蠢物。我特別有感觸，我就寫了一首詩歌。
One of the places I visited that left a very deep impression was the Empire State Building, this massive monument of steel and stone that was built with so much labor, and it left a very deep impression on me. And I wrote a poem about it.
帝國大廈，我向來不喜歡高大的事物。我童年的天空充斥着高舉的拳頭，一些荒唐的身影直抵雲霄，高聳的塑像布滿了河山。我並不愛帝國大廈，它那麼高，據說有102層，集鋼鐵的意志和大理石的夢想如一身。其中有些金屬可能來自中國的爆破。現在我站在最高的觀望台上，我並沒有看到更遠的事物。蘇風從四面吹來，讓我更加荒廢。帝國到底意與何望？透過鋼鐵的護欄向下看，一條河流將紐約圍繞，幾隻衝浪體小巧而輕快。他們沒有開打馬力就抵達了要去的地方。年輕的母親懷着身孕走過街巷。這些我們共同的學校將教授我們風雨所有的課程。
The Empire State Building. I've never liked lofty things. When I was young, the sky was flooded with raised fists. A few absurd voices shot through the clouds. Towering statues covered the whole country. I don't like the Empire State Building. It's so tall. I hear it has 102 stories, combining the will of steel and the dreams of marble. Maybe some of its metal comes from blasts in China. Now I stand on its highest viewing deck and see nothing in the far distance. A north wind blows in from all sides, making me more apprehensive. Which way is the empire headed? Looking down through the steel railings, a river encircles New York. There are a few scudding boats, delicate and agile. They get where they're going without starting their motors. And a young pregnant woman is crossing the street below. The primary school everyone must attend teaches us all of these stormy lessons of hardship.
这个问题真的是特别的庞大，我是无力回答。美国真的是一个特别大的资本帝国，它在全世界有特别多的代工厂，他们有非常丰厚的利润。但是资本是一个非常糟糕的东西，它是无休止的刺激人们的消费，让人们深陷其中难以自拔。我觉得有一个办法，也可能是我不成熟的想法，就是我们底层的工人、穷苦的人，我们生活应该慢下来。有时候我们要带一些思考，不要过于盲目的去追求那些利润的东西，不要老是太过于追求享受和消费，让自己的生活慢下来。
So this is an enormous question, and I'm a little bit at a loss how to begin. But yes, America is this massive capital empire, and it has all of these factories, contract factories all over the world making things for it, and it's got all of this power around the world. And capital is really quite this powerful, pervasive thing that. You know, it pushes people's decisions, pushes them to consume, people get mired up in it. It really is quite a frightening thing. And so my own view on what to do about it, maybe a bit immature thinking, but I think that one way is that people like us, workers, people who are poor, people who are in the lower classes, can try and slow down and try and avoid getting swept up in all of that madness, and try and slow down and think more and try and have some more clarity around the world, all of us around the world.
我们把我们的眼睛、把我们的热情放在一个婴儿的出生上，远远比放在一个大的军舰的制造上要重要的多，有意思的多。对不对啊？我说我们把我们的眼光、把我们的热情放在一个婴儿的出生上，也远远比一个放在一艘军舰的制造上、一个卫星的升天上要好得多，有意思的多。
If we focus our gaze and our attention on babies, on innocence, on new life, rather than on battleships and satellites and things like that, I think that our world would be a much better place.